Okay, so I think that the live has begun. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another live by me. I am Aditi Ghosh and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, InnerWorldRevealed. And many of you have shown concerns regarding whether the recorded vlogs that I used to make would not be available any longer, would not be coming from now on. To that, I would like to say that the webcam lives are just an addition to what I was already offering. Previously, I used to make only one log in a month. Right now, I'm making around four logs, and the recorded ones are definitely coming. This is just an added feature that I'm offering. And this is my way of getting to connect with you all a little better, getting to understand you all a little better. So don't worry, the recorded ones are definitely coming. And I'm also thinking upon working around the Loshu grid technique. Maybe I'll be making some log on that also very soon. And I'm working upon that in my mind. So don't worry at all. Now, let me first type a good morning and welcome out here in the chat box for all of you who would be connecting to me right now in this session. So there you are. And today's live is going to be a very interesting topic because it's something that has been never discussed on YouTube. You might not even find it in Google. So it is a very interesting topic which is going to be covered for the first time on the internet. And it is going to be about the inner guidance number. I'm sorry for that. There's a message. And so, what is this inner guidance number really? Well, I'll get into that. But before that, let me just switch this off. Okay. Okay, so many people have been commenting on my videos and saying that they don't agree with Pythagorean numerology because it only uses addition as the method of deducting various categories of numbers, and to them it appears to be very simple and shallow and very easy, and they are looking for perhaps something which is a little more complicated in terms of calculation. But I would like to correct them by saying that if you dig deeper, you're going to find out that Pythagorean numerology actually uses addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, all of it. But here in YouTube, I always try to simplify things because there are many people who are watching me for the first time. And if I make complicated calculations and complicate the matters, people might not be easily able to connect with me. So I always try to make the matters very simple out here on YouTube. And I try to do it in a way that everybody is able to understand things easily. As a matter of fact, my first book, All is One, also is being written in a very simple and quick to understand and easy to understand and in a very methodical manner, so that it's very easy and it gives a lot of clarity to everyone who is trying to understand numerology. But if you want to really take up the difficulty level to something more harder, you can definitely read my next book, which is The Cycle of Nine, which definitely complicates the matters a little bit because it advances your understanding of numerology to the predictive side of numerology. And you can definitely check the description box after some time because right now I'm on live. So after some time, I'll make the links, the Amazon links available, the Teespring links. You can definitely find out right now. So I'm also planning to write more books that are specifically based on maybe name change, compatibility, and also what's going on with the letters in the English alphabet. So I'm also going to do that, but that's going to take time. For the time being, these are the two offerings. All is One and Cycle of Nine are the two offerings that I have that are designed specifically to solve many of your pressing issues in life. So we have New Moon in Cancer. She says, "Hello, have your book, but I have not had a chance to read it and apply it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very happy that you have it." Sean Barron, "I'm really interested in name change numerology." Yes, I'm on it. I'm writing upon it, and it'll take some time. Book writing takes a lot of time. So I, actually know that people always turn to me when they go through difficult times in their lives. They turn to numerology to find solutions when their mind is not much receptive, and when they are going through a lot of stressful situations. And I'm familiar to these situations. I empathize with them because I too have gone through such stressful situations in my life. So my lookout is always to simplify everything for you. And I know that this the techniques that I use have helped me to improvise my life, and I just want to spread a little bit of the same light into your life as well. So once again, I'm quickly going to go over what the topic for today is, and that is the inner guidance number. And this is the topic that we are going to cover for the first time on the internet. And we have already begun the session talking about problem solving. And as a matter of fact, it is also very apt for today because the inner guidance number is basically indicative of the frequency of your mind that you tune into usually when you go about solving or finding solutions to the problems in your life. It is all about how you go about problem solving. So there are basically two numbers that indicate the same. There is the subconscious self number. I have covered the subconscious self number in one of my previous logs. And after some time, if you click on the I button, I'll definitely provide the link to that. And the second one is this inner guidance number. So definitely after clicking the I button, after some time, you'll find the subconscious self number. So in short, once again, the inner guidance number indicates your approach towards problem solving, how you will solve, what frequency you're going to tune into when you're going about solving problems in your life. And different people react differently to the same stimulus. Let me give you a crude example. For instance, if you boil a potato and an egg in the same bowl, when you apply the same heat, potato is going to soften and the egg is going to harden. So when we are given the same stimulus, different people are going to behave differently. Some people are going to become more tougher and more practical, while others are going to become more diplomatic. They're going to tune into their diplomatic and intuitive side. So the question is now, what are you really? And for that, you have to do a very, very simple calculation right now. That is, if you know what your destiny number is. In short, the destiny number is the addition of the numeric values of all the letters of your name reduced to a single digit. Many people also call it the expression number or the name number. All of it basically means the same thing. So it is the addition of all the numeric values of all the letters in your name reduced to a single digit. And to find the inner guidance number, here you have to use multiplication. You have to multiply this destiny number by 2, find the product, and reduce it to again a single digit, because it's always a thumb rule in Pythagorean numerology. We always reduce everything into a single digit base values. The double digit code also carries a lot of value, but right now I'm not getting into so much of details. So the reduction of this product that you have derived is your inner guidance number. Say, for instance, if your destiny number is 6, if you multiply it by 2, you're going to get 12. And you can reduce 12 by adding 1 and 2, and you'll get a 3. So if your name number is 6, name number, expression number, or destiny number is 6, your inner guidance number in that case is going to be 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is around, find out what your inner guidance number is. And I'm going to today go over all the inner guidance numbers from 1 to 9 soon, so that you can get a complete insight upon it. And before that, let me talk about something interesting, which is in a way related to this topic. And that would be, once again, the function of brain waves. You see, in numerology also, we say there are various sides to the same number. The same number can be positive, the same number can be negative, the same number can overplay in your life, the same number can underplay, or maybe it can remain completely dormant depending on whether you choose to tap the qualities of the number or not, or how much you choose to tap on the qualities. So, much of it depends on you, and all of it is basically also scientific, because it's a well known fact that our brain is an electrochemical organ, and it can generate quite a substantial amount of electrical power. And this power is basically coming from the conversion of some other form of energy in the body. So, when basically we are in the resting state or when we are sleeping, our brain consumes very little energy, and it is more or less not much active. It is not conscious at all. So it consumes much less energy. When we are in the active state, it consumes more energy. So when we are highly active, say when a person is arguing in a debate, he is tapping into the more active state of his mind, and this is called the beta frequency. When the mind is very active, the brain waves are of the beta frequency. There are more waves in a short span of time. In the same way, when the same person is asleep, he is going to be in the delta mode. The delta mode has less frequency, and because that is because the activity of the brain is less during that time. But there is also a state which is in between this beta mode and delta mode, which is in between this completely active and completely inactive state of mind. And that is the middle state, that is the borderline between conscious and unconscious. And this is the time when we tune into the alpha frequency. And this time when the alpha frequency brain waves are emitted, this is called the meditative mind, or we can also tune into our subconscious mind, or what we call the higher self during this time. And I'm saying all this because many a times in your life you will see that your problems won't easily get solved when you're completely actively thinking upon them or tapping into your beta frequency. You might not come up with solutions or ideas or imaginations during that time. And it is that time when you will have to tap into this alpha frequency, or what we call our higher self or our higher mind. And trust me, every time you will do that, you will come up with fascinating ideas, and this is why I always say that you should never ignore the dreams that you have right before waking up in the morning, and the thoughts that you have right before going off to sleep at the night time, because that is the time when we are, not totally asleep or totally awake. That is the time when we are tuning into this alpha frequency, and we should not take those thoughts and dreams on a lighter note. Now, I will be getting into all the inner guidance numbers from 1 to 9. But before that, let me check the chat box. And we have here Preeti Singh. Your name is Preeti Singh. Uh, is your expression number 3? Yes, your inner guidance number is going to be 6. So I'm coming to all the inner guidance numbers one by one, and we will begin with the inner guidance number 1 first. And when your inner guidance number is 1, firstly, it means that your destiny number or expression number or name number is 5. And therefore, you are surely a very independent and an individualistic kind of a person. Consciously, when in the beta state, you're very confident, you're very flexible, and you're very sure of your abilities. But negatively, what may happen is you may become a bit rigid and stubborn, and you may, refuse to change your decisions. You may become very arrogant and aggressive also. When arguing with people, you may end up hurting a lot of people, not listening to their views. But if you tap into your alpha frequency, you will be able to gain a lot of clarity of mind and avoid being negative. And you will be able to focus on one problem at a time and solve your problems one by one. So that was the inner guidance number 1 for you. Now, let us get into the inner guidance number 2. And if you have the inner guidance number 2, it means your destiny number is 1. And so, definitely, you are very quick with decision making. But once you have made your decisions, you also start considering all sides of the coin, and you like to make sure that you have considered all pros and cons of the situations thoroughly. And negatively, what may happen is you may go through a lot of insecurity and sometimes also some kind of jealousy, and you can be in two minds after you have made a decision. But then during this time, you should access your higher self or the alpha frequency. And if you tune into your alpha frequency, you will be able to tap the spiritual and intuitive side of your mind. And as a matter of fact, you should always pay very special attention to what your gut feeling is telling you, what your intuition is telling you. So remember that. Now, we have Corey. Okay, hi Corey. Good to see you here. Welcome. Yes, I have started, and we are going to talk about the inner guidance number 3 right now. And if your inner guidance number is 3, it means that your expression number was 6. And do we have, no, Preeti's expression number is 3, and her inner guidance number is 6. So, when in the beta state, if your inner guidance number is 3, in the beta state, you wouldn't be hiding your problems much from your loved ones. You will be openly sharing all your concerns with your friends and family, and you would also seriously consider their take on your issues. Negatively, you might tend to be very unsure of your own abilities, and you might worry a little too much, and you may make mountains out of molehills. So, when you will tap into your alpha state, what will happen is you will become more receptive towards new things and new ideas, and you will be you will be able to show the readiness towards, abandoning preconceived notions and accepting the truth. You would be easily showing acceptance towards new ideas, and you will also be able to show tremendous faith in the flow of life. That was inner guidance number 3 for you. And now we are getting into the inner guidance number 4. But before that, okay, Corey is typing on and on. Is that life path? Corey, we are talking about the inner guidance number. The inner guidance number is your expression number or your destiny number or name number, whatever you call it, multiplied by 2. That is your inner guidance number. Okay, so whatever your name number is, you multiply it by 2 and reduce to a single digit. That is what we are talking about. And we have already talked about inner guidance numbers 1, 2, and 3. Right now, we're getting into the inner guidance number 4. So when your inner guidance number is 4, it means your destiny or expression number is 2. So unlike the previous inner guidance number, which was 3, and which was more carefree and vocal about its problems, when you are 3, you are easily sharing what's playing into in your mind. So unlike the inner guidance number 3, the inner guidance number 4, a person with this number is not going to easily share his problems with anyone. Okay, and a person with this inner guidance number is going to take his or her problems more seriously, and also, as I said, not going to be much vocal about it, and is also not going to confide in his or her family members or close ones to look for solutions. And this person is going to look for solutions in solitude. So this person is also going to look for very logical and practical perspective while solving the problem. The person would not be accepting any problem, solution which is not going to appear logical to him. Negatively, what may happen is this person could be very rigid. So if you have this number, you could be very rigid with your own views and be less receptive towards what others have to say. So if you choose to tap into your alpha frequency, what happens is you will be able to cultivate more humility, more modesty, and patience, and show some bit of receptiveness and accept solutions to your problems. You will be able to become more accommodating and forgiving, and would be able to find more peaceful solutions, more balanced solutions by balancing your relationships with people. The rigidity is going to soften out. So, okay, Juliana, hello, good morning. Corey, okay. Now, let us get into the inner guidance number 5. And if your inner guidance number is 5, it means your expression or destiny number, whatever you call it, is 7. And I always feel that 7s are the out of the box ones. I'm sorry, I'm just receiving messages continuously. Okay. Okay, so if your inner guidance number is 5, it means your expression or destiny number is 7. And I always feel that 7s are the out of the box ones. And in the beta state, the 7s are always very, very deep thinkers. And they always have this tendency of reading in between the lines and look beneath the surface. And they always are able to find out fascinating details that most of the others might end up missing out on. And therefore, they're able to take chances based on their keen sense of attention and observation of all the little details. And also, we can call this clairvoyance, noticing these minute details and foreseeing a lot of things that can happen due to this attention to details can be called clairvoyance. And it's actually, I think, clairvoyance and intuition, they are all an ability to gauge this micro expressions, basically, nothing else. So chances are that others would not be able to gain these insights, whereas the 7s would be able to understand all these things, because they others would simply not notice what these people notice. So with this inner guidance number, with the inner guidance number 5, you would tend to be very thorough with your observation and your research, and you would tend to gather a lot of information, and you would work upon your information continuously. And negatively, what would happen is your mind would remain active all the time, and this might make you very restless and impatient. And being unable to control your mind, you may also tend to procrastinate because you're always thinking in your mind and you're never resting. However, if you tap into your alpha state, you will be able to detach yourself completely from the problem, and you will be able to get into a state where you will no longer remain the part of the problem, and you will be able to see it all from a third person's point of view. And through this detachment, you will be able to come to very interesting solutions through emotional detachment. Now, let us come to the inner guidance number 6. And having the inner guidance number 6 means your expression or destiny number is 3. So, definitely, you are a very optimistic and a very expressive person. And when you are faced with difficult situations in life, firstly, you act very responsibly, and then you also consider the ideas or the viewpoints of the people who are close to you. You consider the viewpoints of your family members, you consider their convenience also. Negatively, what may happen is you may become highly idealistic and very self-righteous during difficult situations, which may keep you from finding the solutions. So you may tend to worry a little too much, which might make you very slow with decision making. So if you tap into your alpha mode, if you tap into the alpha state of mind, you would be able to realize that most of the pressing issues of your life are going to get solved through creativity, through acceptance, love, and enhancing the beauty in your surroundings. Your existence would be all about enhancing the beauty in your surroundings. So we have Alchemists Anonymous. He says, great channel, very informative. Thank you so much. I'm very happy that you are finding it interesting. So now let us get into the inner guidance number 7. And the inner guidance number 7 means your expression number or your destiny number is 8. And this is how this number 8 is deeply linked with spirituality, in spite of being a very materialistic number. And being so, you definitely, being an 8, you definitely are, a materialistic person, and you have a lot of foresight. You like to take strategic actions. You work with very concrete goals in your mind. You work hard to achieve your target. But during the times when you will face more pressing issues in your life, uh, these pressing issues might not totally get solved with your foresightedness and hardworking abilities. So that is when you will need to tap into the spiritual side of your mind, and you will have to take the spiritual path for that. And you may also not be able to share your worries or share your concerns easily with others. You will keep secrets and prefer to look for all your answers on your own. Negatively, you may have the habit of, finding faults with everything and looking for reasons to cheat, maybe sometimes, keeping a lot of secrets and cheat. So, if you tap into your alpha frequency, you will be able to find fascinating spiritual solution, because 7 is a number which has the highest spiritual quotient. So, when you will be able to tap into your alpha frequency, there is no other number which will be able to get more insight than the number 7. So you must never ignore your insight during the time when your frequency is alpha, that is the thoughts which you have before going to bed, I mean sleep, and also just before waking up. That is the time when you have this alpha frequency activated. Now, let us come to the inner guidance number 8. And if you have the inner guidance number 8, it means your expression number or your destiny number is 4. And this means definitely you are a very practical and a very level headed person. This 4 and 8 combo is all about business and practicality and logic and common sense. So you definitely have a very good judgment, you have a good foresight, and you always take strategic actions. You don't do anything without a plan. However, when all of it goes negative, you may also, when all of this plays a negative role, what may happen is you may become very over ambitious, over calculative about everything else, and also very selfish. And also, you may tend to get into a lot of self gratification, So if you tune into your alpha frequency, or if you're able to tap into your alpha state, you will be able to achieve a great sense of self worth and self belief, which will keep you from going towards self gratification kind of things. So you will be able to balance the usage of practical aspect of your mind and also spiritual aspect, which will grow if you tune into your alpha frequency, and you will be able to show more humility and remain more grounded. Now we are getting into the final number, final inner guidance number, which is 9. And before that, let me check the chat box once again. Okay, Corey. Okay, thank you. Do you have? Yes, I do have Instagram. The Instagram ID is Chili. That's the Instagram ID. Okay. Okay. So when let's get back to the inner guidance number 9. And when your inner guidance number is 9, it means your expression or your destiny number or name number, whatever you call it, is 9 as well. And 9 is the only single digit number. 9 is a very interesting number, it is the only single digit number which, when multiplied by 2, reduces to itself. You cannot get 9 by doubling any other number from 1 to 9. In the same way, you cannot get 0 also by doubling any other number but 0 itself. And that is why 0 and 9 in numerology are considered to be similar in many, many ways. So when you add 0 to something, the number doesn't change. 2 plus 0 is 2 again. In the same way, when you add 9 to something, the number doesn't change. 2 plus 9 is 11, and 11, according to Pythagorean numerology, again reduces to 2. So basically, adding 9 to any number is like adding 0. So being the inner guidance number 9 may mean that you will lose yourself when added to other numbers, which means you will lose yourself in order to make other people happy. And you will totally maybe change yourself in order to satisfy other people or in order to bring about a change around you. So negatively, this quality, this is not a bad quality exactly, but negatively, when it is negatively expressed, it might be expressed as becoming too much of a people pleaser. You would totally lose yourself or lose your views in order to please others. And you will be unable to come out with an opinion of your own. And also, when you are trying to make a change, you will be the change yourself, which is also a good thing in a way, that you are trying to change yourself, you're trying to set an example, and by being that, you are changing others. But when that happens, because everyone resists change, and in order to resist change, they would try to resist you, they would try to oppose you. So you can be treated sometimes with a lot of jealousy also. So in your alpha state, if you tap into your alpha state, you will be able to find that divine wisdom, because 9, as I said, is one with universe. 0 is the empty space. It is nothing. It is emptiness. Everything comes from nothing and goes back to nothing. And 9 is similar to that. So 9 is being one with the universe. So If you are able to tap into your alpha frequency, you will be able to be one with the universe, and you will be able to confidently be the change yourself, no matter what, no matter what people think, and no matter what, you will be able to bring about a positive change in the world. So I hope it sums up today's primary topic. And once again, for the last time, I'm going to look into the chat box if there are any questions or anything for me to answer. And it seems there are not many questions. Okay, thank you so much. So I think it's time to call it a day. I would like to remind you all that if you have liked watching this log, or if you have liked this discussion, don't forget to hit the like button by the end of the time, by before you go. If you haven't yet subscribed to me but are enjoying my logs, remember to subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell icon. And I'm sure I'm going to go on providing some authentic content and would not be disappointing you much. So that'll be all for today. And okay, thank you so much for being here with me today in this live session. No, not at all. You don't bother me. Okay, so all of you take care. I'm going to sum it up all here. So take care. Have a very nice day. Bye bye.